14th District Court is now back in session. The Honorable Judge James Simpson presiding.
And good morning. HP Foreclosure Solutions versus Rosetta Williams.
Good morning, Your Honor. Adam Devlin, 72877 for the plaintiff.
Okay. Rosetta Williams, can you state your name?
Ken Williams. I'm representing Rosetta Williams, her estate.
Oh, okay. So Ms. Williams has passed.
That's correct.
Okay, so there is an estate. Were you aware of that, counsel?
No, I was not, Your Honor. I'm happy
Okay.
to talk to Mr. Williams in a breakout room after you set an adjourn date for this, so we can get this property inspected and I can dismiss this case.
Okay. We usually don't do breakout rooms, but I think under the circumstances we will. You want 1 or 2
I can
weeks
get his
out,
phone
I
number,
think.
Your Honor.
Pardon? No, that's fine. You want 1 or 2 weeks out, you think, counsel?
We'd be coming back on a Friday.
Yeah, it would be a Friday, the 14th or the 21st.
Digital or in person, Your Honor?
It's in person.
Let's do the 21st.
All right. Mr. Williams, I'm going to adjourn this out to March 21st, 2025 at 2 p.m. That's an in-person hearing. And since
Okay.
there's an estate involved at this point, what I'm going to do is other stuff has to be done or should be done. So let me, I'm going to put you and counsel into a breakout room so you guys can talk it through. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Fantastic. We'll see you guys in a couple of weeks.
Your Honor, one last
Okay.
question.
Pardon? Yes, sir.
If I arrange with Mr. Williams a conditional dismissal, do we need to put that on record?
Yes, it does have to go on the record.
Would you like us to come back or do I have to put that in on the 21st?
He's entitled to, if he wants counsel and everything else. I won't do it today.
Understood.
So it would have to be on the 21st.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. We're going to get them. They're going. Court does call the case of Chittister Place Apartments versus James Waters.
Good morning, Your Honor. Paul Hughes, P 31986, appearing on behalf of the plaintiff.
Good morning, Your Honor. Min Kim on behalf of Mr. Waters. I believe that the parties are seeking a 2-week adjournment to either resolve the matter or file an answer.
That's correct. The 21st would work.
All right. March 21st, 2025,
Thank
1
you.
p.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
1 p.m.
All right.
Judge?
Yes, it's 1 p.m.
Okay, thank you. And is that by Zoom, I'm assuming?
You know how it works. I'm setting them in person.
Thank you.
You know what to do.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks, man.
BSMC Property Management versus Cynthia Hall.
Hey, good morning, Your Honor. William Babbitt representing the plaintiff, BSMC Property Management. Your Honor, in this matter,
Cynthia Hall. They are not here. It looks like you have paid for second service.
Your Honor, I submitted.
Okay, there you did not pay for second service, so I can't take a default today.
All right, Your Honor, in this matter, I met with Ms. Hall and we submitted a consent judgment to the court yesterday, and it should be in the record.
I see the consent judgment, but she's unrepresented, and so I can't do that today. And certainly she would need to be here. You there still, counsel? Can you let him know that? Yeah, I'm setting it March 14th, 2025 at 1 p.m. That's an in-person here. Cause he froze on me.
Yeah.
Legends Grove Apartments versus, is it Shobi Ekar?
Good morning, Judge Joe Joseph for the plaintiff.
The defendant just signed in, trying to get him,
The defendant, no.
but I don't know if it's dropped out.
The defendant did.
Oh, it is.
You got him back? Okay, there. Hang on. Okay, Mr. Ekar, can you unmute? He froze too? Oh, no, there he is. Oh, he froze again.
Hello,
Hello, Mr. Ekar.
how you doing, Judge?
I'm doing okay, thank you.
I was actually
All right.
outside your court. I was actually outside
Oh.
your courtroom.
Gotcha. Okay. Counsel, what's the claim in this case?
Judge, including court costs through today's date, $12,427.68 is currently due.
All right. Mr. Ekar, what do you have to say about that, sir?
Yes, sir. Judge, there's a lot of consistency. And sending you.
Can you check and see?
And,
Because he's just breaking up. He is, just bring him in. He is in the hallway, I can tell from the background.
Good morning.
Good morning. Come on up to the podium.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You were breaking up badly out there, so.
I apologize.
I don't know if you heard, but the council's indicated that their claim is $12,427.68. So, all right.
So,
See, Judge, I apologize that is not accurate.
Okay.
There was a subtraction instead of an addition with the core cost, so it's going to be slightly more than that. Let's figure it out. Okay, so it looks like the total amount with the core cost is going to be $12,787.68.
Okay, so that's the amount. What do you have to say about that, sir?
Judge, the thing is, the charges that their attorney stating is inaccurate. I have a ledger from them from like 2 weeks ago prior to them, because I went in to ask for, hey, a final statement. And all of a sudden they tacked on a bunch of charges. And the one that they gave me most recently said 10,000, which is also inaccurate. But the one that they gave me 2 weeks prior said I only owed, like, because technically I stayed February month, like the month of February. So I would owe them that month's rent. And prior to that, it was already paid. Now
Okay, so you're claiming that it's been paid.
So they for rent, but then they tacked on a bunch of other like inconsistent charges. Like, I know for example, like the dates is irrelevant right now for like some DNA prints and whatever for when your dog, for example, like they're charging me $350 every time my dog that I don't pick up after him outside. But I asked them to provide me documentation of that, and they pretty much gave me documentation stating, oh, this has been like an ongoing issue, and they spread out the dates. So I contacted the company that goes ahead and does these tests, and it was only within 2 days they collected all these results, and then they changed the reports to state like, oh,
Okay. Here's the thing. You're gonna have to file a written answer with all of that.
they should be sending it over.
Filed one down at the court.
So all the documentation, I gave it to the front desk.
Okay. So I don't have it yet.
Yeah, and
But-
it's like very detailed and you're able to see it. Also,
That's fine. Go ahead.
to Judge, they accidentally sent me a ledger prior to that. Prior to the one that showed, oh, I only owe 2,662, that shows that I paid $19,795.66 over the course of the 10 months. But technically I only paid for 9 months. When you when you divide the 19,795.66 by the 9 months, it ends up being the base rate,
Okay,
which is the 2197. So that's accurate, but then I don't understand
sir.
why they're coming
Sir.
with all this.
Sir. Talking about documents I don't have in my possession.
I understand.
And we're also then referring, counsel needs to be able to look at what you filed with the court. Did you send a copy to the attorney for the plaintiff?
This is what they gave me. So I'm assuming.
Well, if you're gonna be submitting it to the court, everything that you submitted to the court needs to be sent to opposing counsel.
Oh, I was unaware of that.
Okay, so if you've got a copy of what you submitted to me, then you need to get a copy, you need to take a copy of that and send it off to plaintiff's counsel at the address that's on the pleadings that you received.
Sure.
Okay?
Mhm.
I will adjourn this out to March 14th, 2025 at 1 p.m. That's an in-person here.
Thank you.
All right?
I appreciate
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Arbor House Apartments versus Jasmine Branch.
Joe Joseph for plaintiff.
Jasmine Branch.
She's phoned in. Okay. What is plaintiff's claim in this case?
Inclusive of court costs and March rent, $7,707.24.
All right.
My paper
And
say
ma'am,
different.
what do you have to say about that?
My paper say $5,713.
And that's probably the paperwork that you received from the court, you mean?
Yes.
Correct. And that would have been through February. We're now into March.
Okay. So I have 2,000 of it, and I get help on. I have appointed with Hawk on the 14th to get the rest of the help.
On
And I
on
was
what date do
wondering,
you have the appointment?
The 14th.
The
At 10 o'clock in the
14th?
morning. Yes, at 10 o'clock in the morning to get help from them with that.
All right. So here's what I'll do. I'll adjourn it out a week, March 14th, 2025 at what time? 1 p.m. So immediately after your
Okay.
appointment with Hawk, you need to get down to the courthouse and we'll try to figure out where we're going to go from there.
Okay, thank you.
All right. But the amount that you have right now, I might suggest trying to pay that to the landlord because you're going to have to get down around a $3,000 figure as the max that
Okay.
Hawk may help you with. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Judge, what was the date again? I'm sorry, it broke up on my end.
It's March 14th, 1 o'clock.
Okay, same as the other one. Okay.
Yes, same as the other one. Arbor House Apartments versus Khalid. Is it Mahmood?
Correct, sir.
All right.
Joe Joseph for the plaintiff.
How much is claimed owed?
Judge, the rent to retain plus court costs through March, $5,382.
All right. And sir, what do you have to say about that?
First of all, good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. First of all, I want to start by saying that this apartment complex that I've been staying at for the last year, for the last 4 months, I've submitted documentation and proof to the Ann Arbor Housing Commission and the Health Department about their water and just the uncontinuous, like the water stops working. It's an old building, so it's a boiler system. So we don't have heat at night. We don't have electric for the last 4 months. And it's all proved through DTE. And everything was fixed, I guess. And we came to a then issues started happening with them accusing me of stuff because I called up the management company and I told them my aunt slipped outside their building, the neighbors slipped, and my daughter slipped. In the last 3 weeks there was a snowstorm, so I called the maintenance man to come and clean or do something. So he had to come drive from Dearborn and do this work, and it was during a Lions game or something. I don't know. He was really mad. He came to my door. He started pounding on my door. My kid opened the door, and he barged into my house screaming. I called the police on him. I filed a complaint about the management company, and then I went to renew my lease. My lease is coming up. I went to renew my lease, and they said they don't want to renew my lease. I had the money for them. I was going to pay them, but they just don't want to renew my lease. And this is all a surprise to me. I just got to find a living situation until I figure this out.
Here's what I'm going to do, sir. Here's what I'm going to do.
Yes, sir.
You've raised issues that may go to the rent that's owed. So you're going to need to file a written answer with the court. Okay. You're going to need to do that by the 13th of this month. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjourn this out to March 14th, 2025 at 1 p.m. All right. And the written answer you need to file with the court. You also need to send a copy to the attorney's office that's listed on the complaint. Okay.
That sounds good. One more thing.
That's an in-person hearing.
Yes, sir.
And
One
Judge,
more thing.
Go ahead, Mr. Mahood.
Yeah. The last 4 days, I just wanted to make sure that this was in our record. The maintenance man has been tampering with our water and adding, I don't know what he did, but it's only when he's at work. He's putting something in the boiler. It's like a separate water system. So he's been able to put something brown, or I don't know what it is, a substance in our hot water. Every time we turn on the hot water, it's brown. And then I've tested it for the 4 days. When he leaves and goes home, I test it and it's clear water. I have video evidence, and he's been in the basement doing something with my water so we can leave.
Okay.
And it's caused my kids. Caused my kids to get sick.
Sir,
Judge,
you need to put that in your written answer. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Judge, I do want to address, and I'm not going to get to the merits of it. The court has a big docket, and I respect that. There's been a lot of criminal activity, police reports against this particular defendant, and video surveillance with obscene gestures being made and tampering with the building's heating system. We have the evidentiary evidence. We filed a termination notice, which actually expired yesterday. So they are getting ready to file a termination of tenancy today. So there's a lot of moving parts here. And I want the court to understand that the representation from the other side couldn't be further from a plaintiff's belief of accurate facts here. And like I said, we will be filing a termination of tenancy. But that being said, if the defendant is looking for a vacate date and he wants to contact our office and we can resolve it and just come up with a vacate date, we are happy to do so. And we encourage him to reach out to us.
All right. So I need a written answer by the 13th, and then I'll see everybody back on the 14th at 1 o'clock in person.
Thank
All
you,
right?
Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
Yep.
Judge, before I sign off, I want to make sure you don't have anything else from our office.
I just have, I think, 2 dismissals: Ann Arbor House versus Modoc.
Yes.
And Arbor House versus Labert.
Yeah, you got it. All right. Thanks, Judge. Have a good weekend.
Those are dismissals. Thank you. Take care. All right. Let's see. So CETA Management versus Anthony Davis.
Good morning, Your Honor. Gabriel Lacey, P79685 for CETA Management.
Got him. Anthony Davis, sir, you'll have to unmute.
Am I unmuted now, Judge? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're unmuted now. Okay.
Good morning.
All right, Mr. Lacy, what is what's plaintiff's claim in this case?
Thank you, Your Honor. This time we are seeking rent to retain possession of $4,870.04. Court cost of $175. Total outstanding amount is $5,045.04.
All right. And sir, what do you have to say about that?
Well, I had arrangements made with the landlord, and I was going to make a payment on Monday, but over the weekend we got this notice in, was taped to the door that we had a court date, and that's why I'm appearing now. So I held off on paying that because I didn't know what their intentions are. Talking to him, we had an agreement.
How much were you paying?
Well, the agreement I had with him was we were going to pay $1,000 on Monday, and then in April we were going to make a double payment, and then in May we were going to catch everything up.
Okay, and I'm presuming, Ms. Lacy, you don't know anything about that.
That is correct.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do, sir. I'm going to adjourn this out to March 14th, 2025 at 12 p.m. All right, that's an in-person hearing. Allow Ms. Lacy to check into that arrangement. Hold on to that money, and then we'll see what we do on that date. Okay, sir?
Your Honor, I am not able to appear. I am in Florida. We're business is seasonal, one of my businesses, and I work in the state of Florida in the winter months.
Then you'll have to file, sir. You'll have to file a form which is requesting to appear via Zoom. And then I will make that decision. You'll put your reason on there, and then I'll make my decision as to how the appearance has to happen.
Okay, where do I get this format and how do I file it from where I'm at?
Okay.
It's on the website or email in the chat. I can send it.
All right. So you can do it one of two ways. It's on the court's website, or if you put your email into the chat, my staff will send you a copy.
I appreciate that.
I do have, Your Honor, present here, some of the Succetta management.
Yeah, if I may interject, Your Honor, this is Vlad Terlunga with Succetta Management. We were happy with the payment plan that Mr. Davis submitted. It's just we never received the March 3rd payment. So I believe that's the only contention point at this time. So if Mr. Davis agrees in front of the court to uphold his payment plan, we're happy with that. But he needs to submit
folks,
the March 3rd.
That's not how this works. Okay. If there was an agreement, then that's going to have to be put into a form for the court now that this case has been filed, either by form of a conditional order dismissal or in some other way before the court. I could hear this all day, and I'm not going to do anything about it at this juncture. All right? Because now you're saying he missed a payment. He's saying he's got to get a payment on the 10th. I have no way of knowing otherwise. All right? So I set it for the 14th, 12 o'clock. In person. We'll see everybody then. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
West Ridge Mobile Home Park versus Jessica Holloway.
Gabriel Lacy for West Ridge Mobile Home Park, Your Honor, and that case was dismissed, is being dismissed, in the process of being dismissed this morning.
All right. Okay. So this case is dismissed without prejudice. West Ridge Mobile Home Park versus Michelle Cates.
Gabriel Lacy for West Ridge, Your Honor.
Michelle Cates, not present. Raise your right hand if you'd like to take it to fall. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, we would be motioning for a default judgment for possession only, where the rent to retain possession is $1,416.32. Court cost of $183. Total outstanding balance is $1,599.32. We're asking for a pay or vacate date of March 17th, 2025. And I do attest to the best of my knowledge and belief that the defendant is over the age of 18, a competent adult, not deployed on active duty in the military, and we have kept the unit fit for habitability.
All right. Judgment to the plaintiff, that's by default for possession. Redemption amount is in the amount requested with the writ issue in 10 days. Arbor Knoll versus Henry, Westridge Mobile Home Park versus Marie Ward, Westridge versus Michael Troon, Westridge versus Carol Tolbert, Westridge versus Carmen Terraza, Westridge versus Rigoberto Mariquin, Westridge versus Julio Medrano, Westridge versus Janotha Green, and Westridge versus Cindy Alvarado Lopez. All of those matters are dismissed on plaintiff's motion without prejudice. Thank you. Land Development LLC versus Gerald McCarron and Natalie McDaniel.
Paula Pahokee Dumont for Land Development.
Right.
Gerald McCarron here. Natalie is at work and could not make it.
All right. And what is plaintiff's claim in this case?
Your Honor, we would like to dismiss the claim for possession. The tenants informed us on March 4th that they have vacated the premises, and we have personally observed that. We would also like to claim for back rents, expenses, and other costs for an unpaid utilities not listed in our complaint for a total of approximately $2,000.
Hold on. The way this is filed is only a request for possession, not for money judgment.
I thought we had it in there for money also.
No, I'm looking at the filing fee and no, it has not, that has not been paid according to my records.
Okay, then it's my mistake, Your Honor. So.
All right. So if the possession is being dismissed, this case is dismissed.
And then I have to file, sir?
Yes, you have to refile. You're going to do something else.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court calls the case of NDPP LLC versus Carita Bryant. That case is dismissed. Oh, who's here? Both parties are?
Your Honor, Jake Roberts.
Okay, I have, yes, these, and Ms. Bryant?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, they're both here. Yeah, and Keena Bryant is also here. This is a matter, they filed a dismissal in this case. You have any objection to that?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, this case is dismissed. Thank you, folks. Court does call the case of Danetta, is it Masick versus Lula Williams. Masick versus Williams?
Yes.
All right, state your name.
Dada Mazik.
And Ms. Williams?
My name is
Did you get
Lula
that?
Williams.
All right.
You're not talking
Okay. This is a termination of tenancy case.
You're talking to the letter first.
And
on mute,
Ms.
please.
Williams, what's your
Yes.
position on your lease or your circumstance being?
Beg your pardon, I can't hear you, Your Honor.
What's your position on your tenancy being terminated?
Well, my daughter, this is my daughter. I live in this house. I found a place to move to. And I just need a few more, probably a couple of more weeks so they can approve my nephew's background check. And I'm willing to surrender the house back to my daughter as soon as possible.
Okay. All right. You're entitled to a 1-week adjournment, but the way I'm going to do this, in part because of the complaint that's been alleged here and communication that's been received, is I'm going to adjourn this to March 14th.
I can't hear you that well, Your Honor.
All right, I'm adjourning this to March 14th, 2025 at 1
So
p.m.
March
That's it.
14th.
Yes, that's an in-person proceeding. And if you are moving, ma'am, my expectation is that there will be an agreement that will be entered into on the record on that date regarding you vacating the premises.
So would I be able, okay, March 14th, you want to hear back from me in court, or do you want to?
Yes, everybody needs to be here on March 14th.
Okay.
All right.
I'll be there.
All right, ma'am, do you have any questions?
Can I ask you a question? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I'm living in my daughter's home, and the reason why we in court is because I have her 19-year-old daughter staying here, and it's causing a lot of conflicts with her young friends coming here. And it's causing a lot of conflicts and it's bringing a lot of drama, and it brought a lot of drama to the home. And that's why I'm willing to move, because I've been in a lot of drama with my granddaughter.
Ma'am, okay, I get
Yes.
that, but my understanding is it's her house, right?
Right, it's her house.
So if you're gonna move, then you need to move. All right?
Yes, I'm gonna move.
And then if you're saying there's a problem with the daughter, then her mom can deal with that. All right?
Right, but her mom don't live here. Her mom don't live here.
But I'm trying to move back to my home, and that's the reason why I'm requesting that she move, Your Honor.
Your Honor, we have several cases of incidents that happened here in the last 4 months.
Okay, Miss Williams.
Yes.
You can tell me all of that. But here's the problem. You don't have a lease there, right?
No, I don't. My daughter
all right.
moved me
You don't have a lease there. You got on here telling me that you were going to move. What my expectation is that the parties will appear in my court on the 14th at 1 o'clock, and we will work out exactly when you are leaving.
Okay, that's fine with me.
All right.
All right. I'm happy to hear that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you both. We'll see you in a week.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome.
Thank you. That it? 14A stands in recess. STBX Properties LLC versus Noel Niedermeyer.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. State your appearance, Chief.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Noel Niedermeyer.
All right.
Jake Greendyke on behalf of the plaintiff, Your Honor.
All right. And this is a land contract forfeiture?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And ma'am, what do you have to say about this?
Well, this has been adjourned out several times. And as you know, you already saw us for Landlord-Tenant, and I did try to go through the resource that you gave me through like the legal aid. And I spoke with some other legal aid places along with the U of M clinic and MSU extension, and I have been kind of playing phone tag. But then the U of M clinic also recommended the one for Eastern, because I'm having a hard time getting legal representation that I can afford. Along with like they've adjourned it out so many times, it's racking up their lawyer fees that they're going to try to eventually sue me for. I know how this game goes. My dad was a real estate broker. I don't know a lot about land contract law, but I do know enough to know that like 3 days into the contract, they breached it. And also they were not in legal possession of my home through a quitclaim deed or anything else before the land contract was signed.
Say that last part.
They were not in legal possession financially of my home before the land contract was signed. The quitclaim deed wasn't filed until 3 days afterwards, on March 23rd. I believe. I don't have the paperwork in front of me. I can't get into my battery.
So what you're saying is that they signed a contract as the vendor under their land contract and that they weren't the owner of the premise.
Correct.
Counsel, you know anything about that?
I don't believe that's correct, Your Honor. They purchased the property at a, it was on tax foreclosure and so they
Which is also incorrect.
Ownership of the property when they signed the land contract.
Okay. But what the land contract was entered into on March 20th. Well, yeah, I guess it would have been March 20th of 2023.
That's correct, Your Honor.
And what you're saying is that when they entered into the land contract, they did not have title?
Correct.
Your Honor, that's excuse me. That's the first time I'm hearing that claim. So I'm looking through my file to see if I can find the sheriff's deed for when they got the property.
Right. But
my attorney at the time that all of this went down, Kelly Meeks, can verify that they were not entitled because we went through Liberty Title to do the title search because had already been sold at sheriff's sale and it was in the redemption period still when it got redeemed.
Say that again to me.
Kelly Meeks was my attorney that handled some things to get the surplus and things like that because it had been sold at sheriff's sale. I had a septic infection, was in the hospital. The house went into actually mortgage foreclosure, not tax foreclosure. And it was redeemed the last day of redemption period because I got a year because I'd already paid off over 50% of a loan that was a HELOC. It was my mother's that she put on our family home. I inherited this home. And Kelly Meeks, when we did the title through the title search, that's still in my mother's name actually. And so when all of this went down, then my sister quitclaim deeded her half of the house to me. It was paid for at redemption, and the title would have then went into my name only after everything was recorded with the Register of Deeds, when the redemption was paid off at the Register of Deeds office.
Okay, folks, I'm gonna have to adjourn this out. Somebody's gonna have to get me some paperwork.
And I also don't have I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm sorry. I'm just really nervous because this is my family home. I don't have any copies of what they've submitted so far to the court, and I don't know how to get that because I don't have legal representation. They told me they only do
to go up to
I went to Washington Street and they told me, well, I tried to go there during the walk-in hours night because I live in Chelsea. I called and they told me they're only doing landlord-tenant. They're not doing land contract, nor is the legal aid office that I spoke with up north. I spoke with someone higher up.
You want copies of
whatever they've submitted to the court so far. I don't know how to get the copies of the. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just nervous.
Your Honor, we did. I apologize, Your Honor.
No, go ahead.
We had tried to serve her, but the process server wasn't able to serve her. I believe she was evading, so that's why we had filed the motion for alternate service. And they were served via first class mail and certified mail at the beginning of February, and they're all also served via posting to the property as well. But I'm happy to submit, copies to provide for her.
All right. And that would be at the Meadow Street address?
Correct, which the house, it's been on and off livable. I haven't lived there for a long time, on and off over the past few years. And I've had some health issues.
Where can they give you copies of these papers?
Well, I'm back living at the house right now. I just went back there.
Hold on. Do you have an email?
I do.
All right. So here's what I'm going to do. Counsel, I'm going to put this out 2 weeks so that we can make sure to look at everything. March 21st, 2025 at 2 p.m. All right. Here's what I want you to do. Hang on a second, counsel. Give my staff your email address. We will then send that to council so that council can send a copy of what they've submitted to the court via email to you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. And we'll just do it that way.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Do you have?
I apologize, Your Honor. You want us to submit to the court what we've submitted already?
No. What I'm not to the court. I'm sending you, rather than you sending it out snail mail to her. We're going to get her email address. We'll send that to you so that you have it, and then you can send what you submitted to the court via email. So I don't get into, she doesn't have the paperwork you sent.
Okay.
Okay. Follow me.
All right.
All right.
Yes.
Well, what did you say?
Did you have any other suggestions on legal resources that I may be able to try, or maybe anyone in Ann Arbor? I don't know if anyone does this like pro bono or anything.
You can call the Washtenaw County Bar Association.
We have our own in Washtenaw County.
Bar Association?
It's not just the state bar association, because that's who I've tried calling, the state.
No, we have our own.
Oh, okay.
And they may be able to assist you with, I know they have a lower referral service.
Okay.
So they might be able to assist you in that way. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, folks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Red Shield Rentals versus Jonathan Gant.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. David Fanter on behalf of the plaintiff.
Jonathan Gant.
Your Honor, Jonathan Gant is deceased.
Got it.
I think what happened in this case was, if I may.
Yes.
His sister came in because she wanted.
Yes.
She wanted to get access to the apartment, and we'd had conversations with her that, I mean, she didn't have any proof that she was the heir or anything. So we said, when we are scheduled for the eviction, we will give you access prior to that. So the writ was posted, I believe, on the 14th. I take it back, on the 17th. I contacted her on Thursday, the 20th. She went in on Friday, the 21st. She took what she wanted. Basically, everything that was left in there was garbage. Jimmy Moore's office came out on Monday, the 24th, and finished the eviction. But it's my understanding that she got what she wanted.
All right. So the writ was executed.
Yes, and I received an email from the court on Tuesday, the 25th, saying that the writ had been stopped, but we had already done it, so we nothing we could do.
Okay, no, that's fine. Writ was executed. No action taken at this hearing.
Great. Thank you very much, Your Honor. Have a great weekend.
You do the same, sir. Lakestone Apartments versus Sebastian Phillips.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Attorney Samantha Sprague, P81931, appearing on behalf of the plaintiff.
Your name?
Sebastian Phillips.
Okay. And how much is owing at this time, count?
Currently, we do show that there is past due rent in the amount of $1,522.14, with court costs in the amount of $232, for a total due and owing of $1,754.14.
That's not accurate.
What's not accurate about that, sir?
Stephen Ginn sent me a ledger. $1,000 was paid, and then $1,000 from APS is going to be scheduled to be paid. And
hold on a second. You paid $1,000.
Yeah.
When did you do that?
I have it right here. Sure.
What date was it paid?
Oh, it was paid on 2/28.
Your Honor, that total does reflect the $1,000 payment on 228, as well as a payment of it's like $115.69 was paid on 3/6 of 2025.
Got it.
I'd be
And,
happy to go to a breakout room with Mr. Phillips if you'd like.
Well,
there was a, for 3/1/2020,
sir, let me ask you this.
Oh.
How much do you think you owe?
Well, they're charging me for current rent, and the Ann Arbor Housing Commission reduced that current rent to $78 from 500
For
to
your
700.
portion.
Right.
So what you're saying is that what's not paid here was supposed to be paid by the Ann Arbor Housing Commission.
After I make my $78 payment, the Ann Arbor Housing Commission pays the rest. They reduced
Each
it.
month?
Yes. It was from $500 to $78. It's been reduced.
When did it get reduced?
On the 4th of this month.
So,
and I have paper.
Counsel, what do you have as his charge for March?
For this charge, I do have $500. I do show that there was an email that was forwarded, but we have not received confirmation of that reduction. And so without that confirmation, additionally, that would be a $422 reduction. Even with the $422 reduction, he would still owe $1,332.14 that has not been paid.
It's not accurate.
And again, Your Honor, I'm only able to see what payments have been received.
I have it right here if you want to look at it.
What do you keep trying to show me?
The email from Ann Arbor Housing Commission on the reduction for the.
Okay, but if you listen to what counsel said, even if that's reduced,
yeah,
that's only a $400 and I think you said $22 difference.
Correct, Your Honor.
And so if you take 422 off the 1754, you're still gonna owe.
Yeah, but we paid 1,000 already.
But the 1,000 has already been calculated into that figure.
So
she's seen the 1,000. She sees 1,000 on the ledger.
Yes.
As well as $150 payment on the ledger. So that's already.
Maximum that was owed was what?
Pardon?
The maximum that was owed was roughly what?
What do you mean
What was the maximum that was owed? I thought it was less than 2,000. So she said.
Well, but listen, if you paid on the 28th, then the less than 2,000 that you're saying was owed would have been before March clicked in. Right?
Correct, and I do show that there are utilities as well as sewage and water that was applied on 3/1.
Yeah, so she has to make the deductions, and then the APS is gonna pay 1,000. They said it might take a week.
Who's gonna pay 1,000?
Adult Protective Services paid 1,000 towards my rent.
Okay, sir, when is that supposed to be paid?
I don't know if she's consulted with them at all. They said within a week.
Okay.
It's been
okay. Just hold on a moment. You have a worker through APS?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Have you talked to your worker about communicating with the landlord about the payment of 1,000?
Yes.
Okay. Did they say they were just going to pay 1,000, or did they say they were going to make up the balance of your rent?
They said they're going to pay 1,000. I had barrier busters that paid 1,000.
Right. We've already taken that first 1,000 into account.
Yeah.
I'm looking, sir, here's the thing. I'm looking at the 1754.14.
Right.
Okay. That needs to be paid.
Right.
Okay. So what you're telling me is Adult Protective Services is going to pay 1,000.
Right. That's what they said.
Right?
Yes.
But you don't know whether your workers communicated with the landlord that they're going to pay the 1,000.
No, they have communicated. It just hasn't kicked in yet. She said it could take a week. So it could be any time. what I'm saying, because it's
Yeah, but
it's probably already been a week.
counsel, you don't have any communication from Adult Protective Services?
We only have something from Lakeshore Legal Aid indicating that there is a pending payment, but we haven't received written confirmation of any pending payment, and this has been adjourned several times in order for those payments to be received. So
Lakeshore sent you something saying that there's payments. Did they say what amount?
they said that it is anticipated that it's $1,000, but Your Honor, if you look at your notes from our last hearing, both of those were indicated at that time, and we were told the same thing, that it might take a week or two, which is why we'd agreed to a 2-week adjournment in order to allow those time to process.
Hold on a second, counsel.
Absolutely.
Our clerk's office just brought something down. I don't know where this came from, but
is that from the Ann Arbor Housing Commission?
It looks like it is.
Yeah, so they made the reduction. So the rent for March has to be reduced to $78. It can't be.
Sir, hold on.
Oh, okay.
Just hold on a moment. Did you receive, counsel, do you see 1403 paid this month?
1403. No, I do not see 1403 paid for the month of March. The only payments that I am showing on the ledger currently is the $115 that was paid most recently, and then that $1,000 from 2/28. Those are the only two payments that I'm showing.
Can you look at the February, and was there a HAP payment in February?
There was no payment made in February, Your Honor, other than the 28th. That is the only payment that we show. Prior to that time, there was an $87 payment made on January 6th and a $19.47 payment made on January 2nd.
Mr. Gann sent me a ledger that might be different from hers.
I am in receipt of the ledger that Attorney Gann had sent to Attorney Min Kim. And then the only thing that is not reflected on that was the $115 payment and $115.69 payment that was on March 6th of 2025. If it's possible for Mr. Phillips to tell me the last date that's listed on that ledger, I can see what that amount would have stated.
But hold on, hold it, folks. The thing I'm concerned about is, and I don't know who sent this to the court, but they sent this. Okay.
Sorry.
All right. Stop.
Oh, sorry, sir.
I have a communication that it says, "Dear tenant, effective March 1st, 2025, your payment is $78 and the housing assistance payment is $1403 per month." So part of what my concern is, you had a Section 8 certificate in February.
I do.
But you're not showing a HAP payment in February, counsel.
No, and Your Honor, the ledger that I'm provided is the resident. I have requested while we were in we receive a ledger that indicates what the resident is responsible for. I did request the full ledger that shows any housing payments that are made. And so that is showing, and I do apologize, they do have those bifurcated to make it simple for the resident. I do show that on February 3rd, there was a payment housing voucher for $981. And then again on March 3rd, there was a payment housing voucher of $981. And that would not be on any ledger that Mr. Phillips.
He got it. Okay. Correct. So.
But we're not showing 1403, we're showing 981 for March.
Okay. So.
They changed it.
No, I know.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
So this communication here tells me that whatever the difference of what you received and 1403 should be coming from the Housing Commission to the landlord. And then if your ledger, right, and it should reconcile in some way, because then if your ledger shows that, is that going to be 422?
Yeah,
no?
that comes to a $422 difference, which would be the
Okay,
difference, 500
which,
versus 8.
right, and then what his charge would have been is the 78 for March.
Correct, Your Honor. And again, as soon as we get verification from that directly from the property, that would be a reduction of that $422 once we get that. I don't mean anything disparaging towards Mr. Phillips or the court, but I was made aware that there have been other residents that have falsified these documents. So that's why our policy is to wait until we receive it directly from the agency. If there's an agency rep in the court that can provide that confirmation, we'd be happy to take their representation on it.
Now, I've got an occupancy specialist. There's a phone number on here, and the like. So I don't know. I mean, it looks like, who's your rep? It's actually the whole. It's not just a letter. It actually is the whole summary calculation. So, counsel, why don't I do this? I'm gonna, because it came into the court today, and I'm assuming you didn't send this to plaintiff's.
Yeah, I did send it.
Pardon?
I did have it sent. It was emailed to me from my worker, and I sent it to the court.
I know.
Oh,
Listen to my question. You didn't send it to the attorney's office.
I sent it to the attorney's office. I sent it to the court.
Which
Steve-
attorney's office?
Steve
The
Gann.
plaintiff? You sent it to Mr. Gann?
Yeah.
Counsel, we'll send you a copy of that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Now, this $1,000 payment, that was from Lakeshore Legal Services?
We have heard of $1,000 payment in the hearings, and then the
No.
Lakeshore Legal Aid
No,
Attorney.
no,
I'm sorry.
the one that you indicated that you had received a communication of the $1,000, but haven't seen it.
Correct. Mr. Phillips had indicated that at the last hearing, and then
Right.
we received an email from Lakeshore Legal Aid indicating that there was $1,000 pending. But again, we have not received confirmation on it, and this has been a long-standing pending.
And it doesn't say from who?
No, Your Honor, she did not indicate. Let me double check the
Okay.
email. I don't believe it.
Okay.
I have the worker's name.
Well, sir, stop talking.
It just indicates an agency. It doesn't indicate which one.
You have the person that sent that email?
Yes, her name's Attorney Min Kim.
I'm messaging this Kim right now, Your Honor.
Okay, because quite frankly, they have to let the landlord know where it's coming from. I mean, just saying an agency isn't helpful for anybody.
Through the notes to see if there was any indication of which agency it is, Your Honor.
Yes, it doesn't, the person's name is Dayanara, but I'm not familiar with that.
Who?
Dayanara?
That's
Or is that?
community mental health.
Oh,
Okay.
maybe it's CMH.
See, well,
It sounds like Ms. Kim's understanding from speaking with CMH was that it would be all paid off, but I don't.
that it would all be paid off.
Yes.
That's what
That is.
and it's not, and in fact, that if it's CMH, it may not just be the 1,000 as communicated to council. They would pay his entire rent down because he's, yeah. Oh, dear God. Who's your CMH worker?
Dayanara Sanchez.
Do you guys have a number for her? Do you have a phone number for her?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, council, let me pass this because my great fear, council, and this is why I'm hesitating on doing anything. What it sounds like to me, because of the defendant status, that there is community mental health that may be paying everything. That should have been clarified in the email to you.
Okay.
And we shouldn't have had to try to figure it out here, but I think we may have. So Ms. Bauer from Legal Services is gonna call his CMH worker and let's get to the bottom of that piece of it. Because
Your
then,
Honor, I know
yes.
we've had several adjournments on this. If we believe after that phone call that payment will be made within the week in the entire amount, we'd be happy to do an adjournment so that way the court can proceed with their cases.
Yeah, I mean, right, that's, so what I'm trying to do is this, is that if we can get that verification, I'm just gonna let you know, I'm gonna adjourn it out a week.
Okay.
But I just want to make sure that that's the case.
Understood. Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, not a problem. So the court will pass that matter briefly. Let me know when you guys have that information so counsel can get on with her day. Lakestone versus Blackman, that matter's dismissed. And then Carl Staffield versus Chloe Peak.
Carl Staffield, Your Honor.
Counsel, state your appearances.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. It's good to see you again. My name is Ellie Sawyer, and I'm here today with my partner, Audrey Lee, from the Clinical Legal Program at University of Michigan. I'd like to request permission to represent Ms. Peak pursuant to Michigan Court Rule 8.120 under the supervision of Attorney Matt Andres today.
All right. Santa Croce is not here?
He's not here.
Okay, so you need to make sure a message gets to him. Because here's what would have happened if Santa Croce had been here. Those big block M's behind you would have been transformed into red M's from the University of Maryland because of that horrible loss you guys had the other day. But I'm not going to keep going on about that. Anyway.
We'll let him know.
Okay. Your name, sir?
Carl Staffield, Your Honor.
All right. And where are we on this case?
Your Honor, so last time we saw you, this case was adjourned so we could amend the answer and file for service. We filed for a motion for alternative service with the court on February 25th. I'm wondering if you have an update on that. We haven't received any update from the court as of now. A motion for alternative service for Azar Staffield.
You filed it. Yes, and I have. When did this come down to us?
It was signed on the clerk's office.
Right, but when
Like they received it.
they received it on the 28th of February, and then it got to my chambers because that's a long hallway apparently on the 4th, and I signed off on the 4th.
Okay, great. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Okay.
Today we're
Yes,
also
go ahead.
requesting permission for discovery. We'd like to find out more evidence regarding the case, and we are requesting permission for discovery for communications between plaintiff and our client regarding the no heat, no water, and some other things that are happening during our client's time in the apartment. We'd also like to request information related to a pest infestation, as well as plumbing and maintenance and documentation of the like.
Have you informally made the request to the plaintiff at all for that information?
We have not made the request informally.
All right. If they request certain documents from you, sir, will you turn them over to them?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because they're going to be looking at, and I guess they would be maintenance, any communications between the tenant and yourself.
I have.
Or you have those? And also, you said pest infestation.
Yes, as well as any information related to the COC. We mentioned the last time that they have the plaintiffs here have not had a valid COC for over a decade, so we'd like to just confirm that information as well.
We have the certificate of occupancy for that house. We went through.
Currently?
Yes, it is. That was granted in mid-December.
Mid-December? Okay.
Our recent FOIA request, we have a letter written from Joe Myers, the Director of Community Service at City of Ypsilanti from November, noting that the recent request for the COC would be denied because the building did not meet the inspection, and also plaintiffs are behind on inspection fees, $5,000.
Okay, but you say you have a COC.
We received the COC. Well, you, COCs. Yes.
It's really a certificate of compliance.
Okay.
Right? So you're saying you received it.
Yes, sir.
Your FOIA request is saying that he didn't get one.
He was denied as of November 2024. That was the date of
So
the
hold
letter.
on. So November 24.
Right.
You're saying that you got a certificate of compliance in December of 24.
Yes, sir.
Oh, just lovely. So both could be true. When did that come back to you, counsel?
I believe we received the FOIA request just about 2 weeks ago.
I think what's going to actually have to end up happening is somebody's going to have to get between the two parties. It's going to be beneficial to either one. Certainly, you can send information requesting that of the plaintiff, but I think the shortest distance of this is to get to the city of Ypsi and see what happened. Because both of these could be true. Where there wasn't one, the information somebody's giving you says it was denied at that point, but then in December, an inspection happened or payment made, and then he gets his COC. So, I don't know that it's going to behoove you to ask that specifically of the plaintiff. I think that's going to have to come from the city.
I understand, Your Honor. Thank you.
So what we'll do is just do the informal process of sending communication to the plaintiff regarding what information you want. And then if there isn't compliance with that, then we'll go the discovery route. But I don't really want to head there. It sounds like Mr. Sanfield says he'll provide that information to you.
Yes, sir.
All right. 1 week is not going to be enough. So 2 weeks. Will that work for council?
Yes.
Or do you guys or do you go on break or something?
We are actually wrapping up our spring break this week, so we will be available.
I'm on a cruise for spring break.
Are you?
Yes, I'll be out of the country from the 21st through the 31st.
21st through the 31st. Okay. Would you be able to respond to them prior to that then?
Yes.
You're out those 10 days. So why don't I do this? Why don't I give you April 4th a date for me or no? It is. Let me adjourn this to April 4th. They'll get that communication out to you 2025 at 12 p.m. They'll get that communication out. You respond before you go on your cruise. And we'll do that.
We'll need that information from them as soon as possible.
Pardon?
We'll need that information that they're requesting from them as soon as possible, so I can respond before the 21st.
They're Michigan students. They don't sleep, so I'm sure they'll send it out today.
Kindly, Your Honor.
All right. They'll get that right out. Okay, but you were writing down what they were asking for, so you can begin the process at least, right?
Sure.
Okay. All right, folks.
Thank you, Your Honor. See you in a few weeks.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sycamore Meadows versus Story. Story.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Attorney Dan on behalf of plaintiff. Good afternoon, Your Honor. I'm Rose Legal Services for asking for Court appointment. You're under the supervision of Attorney Jill Bauer.
Still?
Still, I was refreshing my email. I was hoping, but no.
She was hoping that it would come in there right now while she was standing.
Permission to practice is granted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge, if you remember, we adjourned this to verify that payments were received. I do have management now on these cases through the receiver. However, I don't have an answer.
Okay.
Not as of yet. I've gotten some answers to some questions, but not with this one. She actually is checking with. Problem is, I think they went to corporate and I think they went to Premier Corporate. So that's where I'm trying to track down where they're at.
All right, 14th or 21st?
21st, give a little more time.
Works for me because I know that we'll.
March 21st, 2025, 2 p.m.
You don't want to come on? It's actually.
Sycamore Meadows versus Jeremy Rawls.
Again, Carrie Zanon on behalf of plaintiff.
Emily ruled for defendant.
All right. And where are we on this?
You know, Judge, counsel filed a motion to stay the order of eviction, I believe.
Yes.
And I know that she sent me an email this week regarding he had made his payment through his taxes came.
Oh, they did come.
Yeah, they did come like 2 days ago. So he made the payment 2 days ago and submitted proof to SCR, and we're just waiting on it.
You were looking for this time to extend.
She was, yes.
Yeah.
March 21st.
Sure. March 21st, 2025. What time? 2 p.m.
Carrie today, Judge.
What? Yes, I know. It's pleasant but weird. No. Sycamore Meadows versus Denisha McCoy.
Again, Carrie Zanon on behalf of plaintiff. Oh.
Miss McCoy. Miss McCoy. Denisha McCoy, you need to answer.
We have one more, Judge.
Let me pass it briefly. Can you try to see if you can send a message? So. Sycamore Meadows versus Erica Jimerson.
Carrie Zanon on behalf of plaintiff.
Hello, what's your name?
Erica Jimerson.
Okay, where are we on this case?
You know, Judge, the last time I was here on this was on February 28th or 21st, 2025. Ms. Jemerson did not appear. We took a default judgment that was signed by the court. March 3rd of 2025.
She filed a motion to set aside.
Oh, Judge, I didn't get that. I didn't even.
Yeah, I know.
Until I saw
I'm
the
working on this.
spreadsheet.
I'm working on the certificate of mailing issue with the clerks. How much is your monthly rent, man?
$0.
Okay, she posted 100.
Yes.
She posted $100.
Can I say something?
Stop.
Yes, sir.
No, go ahead.
I submitted some evidence as well. The ledger that I received from them, I got 2 different ledgers with 2 different amounts, but the summons that you signed said $2,400 and it would be paid by now, but Sycamore keeps sending false information to Hawk. So they only paid $3,000 up to $3,000. And the ledger says $3,700, but the summons you signed says $2,400.
All right.
They can't prove why.
The judgment. She means the judgment.
She means the judgment.
Yes.
Right. So is Hawk going to pay this judgment?
Yes, but Sycamore sent them the wrong information, so they're not going to pay it right now until they get the correct information.
Okay, so here's what part of the problem is. Well, your rent's 0 though, right?
Yes.
Was it 0 effective in March?
I sent my lease inside with the motion.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
All right. Sometimes it's better to talk less when you're winning.
Yes, sir.
All right. So the judgment in February was for $2,414. Hawk you believe would pay that?
I got approved, they would pay up to $3,000.
Up to 3,000. So her rent's 0. But they need the correct information.
Yes,
from
they
the
requested information from Sycamore and they sent them 3,700 instead of the judgment number.
I can send the judgment to Amy at Hawk.
Pardon?
Do you think the judgment, if I send Amy the judgment, that would help?
I don't know.
Your Honor.
Amy?
Yes, if I may, Your Honor, I believe Autumn's just needing to know what is being paid. My notes indicate that she needs to bring the what she owes down to 3,000. So there's some confusion here as to
Yeah,
because
what she owes right now is 2414. If her monthly rent is 0, which she's indicating that I don't hear a dispute, nothing clicked in for March. That was the judgment amount as of February 21st.
So I guess clarification needs to be provided to the caseworker why there is more being requested above that $3,000 threshold.
So they would have gotten that directly from the landlord though, right?
Beforehand,
That's what it
though, I
sounds
think,
like.
John.
I'm sorry?
Not recent, obviously not.
Not the
couple-
recent.
Not the recent.
Okay.
I can request, Judge, if you wanna,
Go ahead.
I can request from the new management a copy of a ledger. I'm just not sure how quick I'm gonna get it.
Okay, let's do this. You got to come back on the 21st anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll adjourn out to the 21st, 2025 at 2
Yes.
at 2 p.m.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And then if your rent is 0, the judgment is 2414. That's the number. We just have to get it in a form that Hawk can accept it.
Okay.
Everything. Okay.
Yes.
So quit worrying.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, thank you.
And what have you learned today, Ms. Jefferson?
Be quiet, stop talking.
Well, that's the whole lesson. When you're ahead, quit talking.
Yes, don't say anything.
All right. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You have a great
You
weekend.
too, thank you.
Have an amazing weekend, Your Honor.
Yeah, let me see if she's now there. Denisha McCoy?
Yes.
Oh, okay, she's here now. Where are we on this?
Judge, I'm showing that rent is $1,630, court costs of $190, for a total of $1,820. Last time we were here, which I think was about a week ago, she had a Hawk appointment, or she had the Hawk appointment, and she was waiting for a determination. So I don't know where we're at with the determination.
All right, Ms. McCoy, what happened?
So when I went to my Hawk meeting, they are gonna help, but they have everything on hold because they don't know where to pay the funds to with everything going on with the management in the office.
Okay. But they indicated that they would pay this or help you.
Yes.
All right.
I am getting, yes, and I'm working on getting the information for that as well. I spoke with new management about that about 2 days ago, and so I should have
About how to get.
where to get it. And if right now, what I was told was was that if it's gonna be a paper check to make it out to Sycamore Meadows, is what I was told. So
Right.
Hawk paper check, I can't remember. Isn't that what I told you?
Will they be sending a paper check? I don't know. Amy?
I have to clarify, but I think we could put some sort of communication together, Carrie, with the caseworker, so you can be in the loop and help facilitate that communication.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So then they can figure out where to pay. All right. So what I'm going to do, Ms. McCoy, I'm going to adjourn your matter out to March 21st, 2025 at 2 p.m. with hopes that we can get some of what's holding things up clarified on your case and others.
Okay.
Okay? And
Yep.
next time I call your case, you better answer me.
I dozed off waiting.
What?
I dozed off waiting to be called.
You dozed off?
Yeah.
You gonna tell the judge you dozed off on me?
Tired.
Okay, all right, Ms. McCoy. Take care.
All right, thank you.
Darren Bowe versus Monica Kernett. Oh, boy. Here we go.
Hi, Your Honor. This is Darren Bowe.
All right. Kernett, she's not here. Well, that this case was over. But
Me too, Your Honor.
everything, how much is she? Well, this was a termination, but she was really paying everything.
Right. We kept coming because of the water bill and, then I just served her. That's another $120. And then the court cost was never paid. So I just basically want her out.
Got it. Okay. We had issued the judgment in any respect in this case, and she still owes the money. And I was actually holding up on the judgment. So I see date in place. Let me make sure. I thought we had done we did. On the 28th, there's been no response. That hasn't been paid, and I'm going to issue you a writ.
I think I sent the writ already.
I know, but I didn't sign it because of the amount.
Oh,
of the judgment, but it hasn't been paid, so I've signed the writ.
Okay.
It will, because of the amount it was going to get set for a hearing before me.
Okay.
So that people are good down over a few $100s. Okay.
Good.
Oh, I'm always good. You? No, you were good. You're all set. So that's all in there, and they'll get that out there.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sir, it has been a pleasure.
My pleasure.
Take care. All right, that's that. A lot. I got. Oh, I have a recall. Oh, that's right. Did we figure out on Phillips? Miss Bauer? On Phillips, did we figure out anything?
I've got 2 or 3 people that are supposed to be contacting me back.
Okay.
Your Honor.
That are supposed to be contacting you back.
Yes.
Counsel, I know I'll do it over your objection, but I'm going to adjourn it out a week.
Your Honor, if I may,
Yes.
Ms. Weidling had forwarded the document that was sent to the court, and so I did contact the individual for the voucher program, and I was able to confirm that $422 reduction. We wanted to let the court know that.
Okay.
You are correct that what I'm respectfully requesting is, because we know now the amount that the total amount that is due would be the $1332.14. Is it possible we could? I don't know if Mr. Phillips has anyone there that could speak with him to see if we could just agree to a 30-day payment on that amount.
On what?
On that amount will be paid in 30 days.
Oh yeah, totally.
Well,
we just tried to contact Miss Jobson. She's with
I know, but okay, counsel, I get it. I don't think under these circumstances I'm going to do that. All right.
That's okay, Your Honor. I just had to throw it out there.
I think you can appreciate why, but I note your objection for the record. I'm going to adjourn this out a week to the 14th, 2025 at 1 p.m. Now, Mr. Phillips, they've called into your worker. Okay. The important thing is whatever amount they're going to pay, they have to let the landlord know.
Yeah.
That they're right. I know you're telling me, yeah, but what's happened here is you think that they're going to pay the whole amount, but that hasn't been communicated. It has been my experience with CMH that, yeah, they're going to take care of it, but the landlord has to know that.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So you got to stress to your worker that that's who they have to get through to. And I think when Ms. Bauer gets the call back, she'll also reiterate that to them, but you need to tell them that.
Okay.
And what I'll do is, if anybody responds to me, I'll forward the information to Ms. Kim, and she can, because she's been communicating with Mr. Gann's office about.
Okay. All right.
I did send a message to Miss McBride. She's the leasing office secretary.
Say what again?
I did send a message to Miss McBride about that. About
what?
About the rent reduction.
Oh, yeah. Wait, so if you heard what was just said, Mr. Phillips, so you understand, I sent what you sent to the court,
right,
to council.
Right.
The court sent it to council. While we were on this break, she checked that. So that 422 does come off.
Right.
Okay, you were right on that. We just have to figure out where this other money is.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, but it's not over 2,000, right?
No. No, it's
Okay,
not.
that's what I'm.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
I'm gonna step off, get our next block started so we can roll on out of here. Scio Farms versus James, is it Goches?
Casey Matson on behalf of the plaintiff.
Mr. Goches? Is that him? Is he trying to talk to me? Mr. Goches, if it's you, wave your hand. Okay, you need to unmute, sir. Do you know how to unmute? You'll see a microphone.
Is that better?
You got it.
Got
You
it?
got it. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. And his guardian also is present. Okay. There was a judgment entered in this case for 297. But I granted the judgment to set that aside, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay, how much is owing at this point?
Your Honor, we have rent to retain of $2,808.77, cost of $189.00, for a total of $2,997.77.
All right. Hey, Mr. Goges, how are you intending on getting that paid?
Well, I have to call my wife and talk to her. I was unable to talk to her.
Okay.
Your Honor?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
He was placed with us for elite guardianship, but he no longer lives there.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. So he no longer lives there.
No.
And there's nobody in the unit.
Well, his wife still might be there, but we have guardianship over him.
Got it. So he's not there. And the wife is not on the lease. Well,
no, she's not.
Your Honor, I believe that she is
Gonna be here a while.
authorized
Judge on the phone.
is an
Go ahead, Ms.
authorized
Matson.
occupant, but she is not a leaseholder herself.
Got it. Who's this from? What's your wife's first name?
Bonnie, Your Honor.
Okay. So, hang on one second. Well, there was a communication from her sent to the court a while back, but I really couldn't do anything with it because she wasn't a named party. I mean, on it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find that there's no tribal issue. I'm gonna grant a judgment for possession. This, so that the guardian understands and Mr. Scotia understands, this is not a judgment for money. This is just a judgment so that they could take possession back. All right. With a redemption amount of the amount requested of $29,977, I think I said. With a writ issue in 10 days.
All right, Your
All
Honor.
right. All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you, Mr. Godish.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Court does call the case. River Drive Apartments versus Michael McFall.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Carissa Gazari, appearing for plaintiff.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Jill Bauer here on behalf of Ms. McFall, who's also present.
Your name? All right. Okay, where are we on this case?
Your Honor, Ms. McFall had her Hawk appointment last Thursday.
Okay.
Still hasn't gotten a decision. She also applied for SER and still doesn't have a decision. But even with March rent, her balance is about 3,600 and she posted 900 in escrow. So I think if we for these decisions.
Yeah, she has 950.
Yeah, so I think between Hawk and SER, I'm expecting that and the escrow that we'll be able to cover the balance. We just need a little more time.
All right. Have you had any contact with Hawk as to when?
No, she submitted everything to them.
On Friday. So last Friday, when I had my court date, they responded back to me and I sent them all of the information Friday. And then I've been constantly checking my emails as well. I also looked on like the Michigan Bridges website yesterday to look on my application status. And then it did say that everything was turned in. I also called to verify and they said that they have everything. I just have to wait on their decision.
She's very on top of both of these.
I was like, wow. Then let's adjourn this out. I'm just trying to anticipate whether 1 or 2 weeks would be appropriate to do, but if she had it, you had the appointment last Friday.
Yes.
Okay.
Last Thursday, yeah.
Last Thursday, then I'm just gonna go out 1 week.
Okay.
14th, 2025 at 3 p.m. And then we'll hopefully have an answer or some clarification. All right.
Thank you
Your
so
Honor,
much.
Can I just check my calendar really quick? I'm sorry.
Okay. And that's going to make a difference for me.
No, I have a conflict, but I don't.
And then what would I do if you did have a conflict?
I would just throw myself on the mercy of the court.
No mercy today. All right. Glad you're available. Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Hamilton Crossing 1 versus Wisdom Sanders.
Carissa Gazari for plaintiff.
Emily will request practice under Michigan Rule 8.1 supervision.
Didn't she already do this? She's been here like a gazillion times. I only needed once for court session.
I thought it was out of session, then back in session. I apologize, Your Honor. On behalf of Wisdom Sanders, Emily Will.
Okay, why not? You said it all. Permission to practice is granted again. All right. Where are we on this case?
So, Your Honor, we are close to resolution on this. Mishta is going to pay the balance of rent payments, and I think the only outstanding issues is for costs. Also, do you?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Your name?
Wisdom.
All right. So they're going to pay the outstanding balance. It's the court cost.
That's my understanding.
All right. And how much is that?
Costs are $176.
Your Honor, our concern here, though, is that this case should never have been filed. There was a mix-up between Hamilton's CMA and Mishta that caused the paperwork that Ms. Sanders went into Hamilton's office and did, reporting her change in income, not to get processed for several months. Ms. Sanders was new to the subsidized housing at this time, and so as far as she knew, this was all that she had to do to get her rent portion sorted out. And she had no way of knowing that it had not been fully processed. Hamilton would have been able to know because they weren't getting the extra payments from Mishta, but it took them the 5 months to figure that out. And then once they did, they filed an eviction case instead of reaching out to Mishta. So we would ask that the court not impose court fees.
Why don't you find some alternative sources, get the court costs paid, and we'll be done.
Your Honor, we do have rental assistance in this case, but I do just want to put on the record that Hamilton Crossing took a default for $2,508, refused to set that aside when they were notified that Ms. Sanders was unconscious in the hospital during that hearing. And then when Ms. Sanders did get rental assistance for that $2,508, they stated that the balance owed was actually $5,702. And then when she wasn't able to come up with that full balance a few days later, they tried to proceed on a writ. So the stress and honestly panic that this has put Ms. Sanders through has been really rough in the middle.
I'm not, counsel, I'm not doubting any of that. But what I'm also saying is that Hamilton Crossing went through their process. And so let's see if we just find the funds from either Hawk or somebody else and get this paid. And then nobody has any stress, particularly me. All right. So what I'll do, I'll turn this out March 14th, 2025, 3 p.m. Let's see if we can get this done. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Court calls case of Hamilton Crossing 1 versus Jessica Jeffries.
First thing is like that.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello, who are you?
Hi, Jessica Jeffries. I'm sorry, I tried to call the Zoom and it kicked me out and it's telling me to download the app, but I have no store.
Who are you?
Jessica
You're Miss
Jeffries.
Jeffries? Okay, that's
Yes.
not you. Oh, you trying to mess me up. No, go sit down.
I thought I heard you call just.
Yeah, no, I did call your case. Somebody else tried to be you.
Oh.
I know, right?
How much is... They can take the burden. Like, I'm just playing. I'm fine. How are you?
There was a judgment for $940 on this back in February. How much is owing on the account at this point?
Your Honor, I believe there's $1,272.
$1,272.
Currently due and owing. I have a conditional order of dismissal that I believe Ms. Engen had sent over to Ms. Jeffries. I don't know if she had a chance to look at that.
Ms. Jeffries, there was paperwork sent over to you. Did you get a chance to look at it?
No, we verbally talked about it. I was waiting on the email. I didn't see it as of yet, but I was been working this morning, so I haven't had a chance to check today. As of yesterday, I didn't see it, but I do know the agreement.
Okay. Well, this is gonna be hard.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to get inside closed doors and try to come out because I don't know why I kept getting disconnected from the court.
All right.
I guess I'm coming into this. I don't know if Ms. Jeffries agreed to the terms of the COD with Ms. Engen. I can put them on the record. You can tell me if you agree.
Yes. Was it that I have to be paid in full by the 28th and regular payments there forward? I agree.
Yes, and then timely rent starting April 1st and then compliance with the lease.
All right. So you understand all of the terms of the conditional order dismissal, Ms. Jeffries?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry. I can hear you a little bit better now.
Okay, that's a whole lot better. I don't know where you were before. Okay. So
I was on the outside because I was disconnected from you all.
So why don't you put the terms on the record, Ms.
Okay, sure. Your Honor, the terms of the conditional order dismissal state that the default judgment entered against Ms. Jeffries on February 28th, 2025 is set aside. And this matter would be dismissed without prejudice subject to these terms. I have a As of March 5th, the outstanding balance that Ms. Jeffries owed to plaintiff was $1,272. Defendant may retain possession of the leased premises through the end of her lease term, provided that she shall pay the outstanding balance plus any late fees for March to plaintiff on or before March 28th, 2025. She'll also pay her monthly rent to plaintiff timely commencing on April 1st, 2025. She shall comply with the terms of her lease. In the event that she fails to comply with the terms of the order, plaintiff would be entitled to an immediate judgment for possession with an order of eviction to issue immediately upon the filing of an affidavit of noncompliance with the court without hearing but with notice to defendant via mail. The parties are specifically waiving the 14-day notice and objection period in MCR 2.602 C2D. The 56-day rule is being waived. The order states that an order of eviction may issue more than 56 days after this order is entered. If Ms. Jeffries defaults and the consent order is construed as a judgment, the time for requesting issuance of the order of eviction is extended from 56 days to 365 days. The terms and conditions of the lease agreement between the parties remains in full force and effect, except as specifically stated. Neither party is waiving any claims or rights under the lease or the Landlord-Tenant Relationships Act. Nothing contained in the order should be construed to be an admission or finding of fault on the part of either party. And if you could explain the 3-day rule to them.
Yes. Okay, Ms. Jeffries, did you understand all of that?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
And
Yes, Your Honor.
did you have any questions regarding any of that?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so I will sign that. I do have to advise you, you have 3 business days to think about this conditional order dismissal. If you believe that there's some misunderstanding, some right you didn't assert, or some other confusion on your part, you would have to file a motion with the court within the next 3 business days. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, that doesn't mean I would grant it, but you'd have those 3 business days to think about it. Okay?
Understood, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, very good.
And I would just ask Ms. Jeffries if I have permission to sign her name to the conditional order of dismissal so I can submit it to the court.
Ms. Jeffries?
You have my permission.
All right, fantastic. Ms. Jeffries, you have a wonderful weekend. This case is conditionally dismissed. Thank you.
You have a wonderful weekend as well. Thank you.
I'll get that in a second. Let me just step in with this one case. Mr. Friedman only has one. Barnes and Barnes versus Alex Holtzclaw.
Ellis Friedman for the plaintiff. I'm sorry for the delay.
No, not a problem. All right. Mr. Holtzclaw? All right. What is the claim in this case?
$26.50 in rent, $26.50 in rent, $250 in costs.
And Mr. Holtzclaw?
I had an appointment with HDHS this morning. She said that it was approved for $410. I have to pay $1630 by the 28th of this month. And I also do have my paperwork for the rental assistance I didn't submit to the court. I have it today. I am also talking with several other family members in my work to see if I can get a advancement on my check or a loan from somebody within the family to help me pay whatever cost is left to.
So your SER was approved for $410.
Sir.
And that means you're gonna have about what, 800 for, you're gonna have still 2,400.
Yes, sir.
All right. Did you talk to Hawk at all?
Hawk told me that I make too much to qualify, so.
Okay. And so how are you gonna come up with the rest of this, you think?
I talked to my boss at work. She says that if possible, I can get a forward on my check. And then my mom says that she would be able to help me with the rest of it and my aunt and so forth.
Okay, are you gonna be able to then, so how soon would you have that, you think?
I do not know. I know I get paid again on the 19th, so I can have some money towards them on the 19th or sometime by next week. I would have to talk to my mom about that and my boss.
All right. Mr. Freeman, what's your pleasure on this, sir?
Well, at this point, Your Honor, I think I'd prefer to take a judgment. I don't think there's a tribal issue.
No, there is not. So here's what I'm going to do. Mr. Holtzclaw, you get paid on the 19th?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I'm going to find that there's no tribal issue. I'm going to grant a judgment for possession in the amount requested, which is the rent plus the court costs.
Your Honor, I misspoke too. I said 2650. It's 2560.
2560 plus court costs of how
250.
much, sir?
250 for a total of 2810.
2810. Okay. So I'm going to give a judgment in that amount for the 2810. You got the 410 and you get paid on the 19th. You're going to talk to some folks. So I'm going to give you a little bit of extra time. I'm going to indicate the writ date of the 21st.
Yeah, that's fine, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right.
Do you still need this?
No. Okay. All right. So you got to the 20, but try to get it before then. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Friedman.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate it.
Hey, not a problem. Hope all is well, sir.
Yeah, so far so good.
All right. Fantastic. All right. Take care of yourself.
I'm doing my best.
All right. Hamilton Crossing 1 versus Dana Murray.
Secondary for plaintiff.
Dana Murray. All right, the court set a writ hearing on this, as I think the amount. Right, because of the, oh, did I set a writ hearing? Yes, I did. Because the amount that had been paid not appeared. Defendant failed to appear. Writ may issue. And you had filed the writ, I will sign off on that. Court does call the case of Hamilton Crossing 1 versus Crystal Stanley.
Marissa Gazari for plaintiff.
Crystal Stanley. No response. If you'd like to take a default, please raise your right hand.
Yes, I think there's a couple more defendants as well.
Is there? Oh, yes. John Stanley and Jordan Haley. Stanleys or the Haleys? Nobody's present. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, this is an action for non-payment of rent. The rent to retain possession is $124. Court cost of $268 for a total reduction of $392. Plaintiff is requesting entry of a default judgment for possession with a writ to issue after 10 days if the total amount remains unpaid.
Judgment to the plaintiff by default for possession, redemption amount in the amount requested with writ to issue in 10 days, no writ without a hearing.
I didn't write that on there.
Okay, I got you. Oh, that's, yeah, that goes in, this goes in the Jeffries. Oh. Court calls case of Hamilton Crossing 1 versus Laisha Brooks.
Marissa Gazari for plaintiff.
Where do you leave that little one back there?
You all right? You okay?
You just sitting up there staring like, where are you going?
Cute.
I know.
Want to see him?
Come on up. You can come on up here. I'm gonna leave that child back there like that.
Got Spider-Man boots.
Oh yeah, I got a pair just like that. And then you hid him from me?
Yeah. Stand over there. Say hi.
Hi. What's your name?
Kiani.
Kiana. Good to meet you. Says yeah, but not you. All right. Okay. Where are we on?
Your Honor, the only thing that's owed today is the court cost of 176.
When do you think you can get that paid?
I get paid on the 22nd and I
Get
can
paid on the 22nd?
Yep.
Let's do this. I'll adjourn this case to March 28th, 2025 at 1 p.m. Just get them paid and then dismiss out.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
No
Good
problem.
meeting you, young man. Bye. Hamilton Crossing 2 versus Sanji Spikes.
Gary for plaintiff. What was the date this one was adjourned to? I'm sorry.
That the other one was the 28th at 1 p.m. Hello.
Hello,
Your name?
Sonia Spikes.
Okay. And where are we?
Your Honor, the outstanding balance is $2,222.
All right, that's fine.
Okay. It was 15, what was it? 15 last week? 15,
Correct,
50.
but how much is your monthly rent?
685.
Okay, so that what
they added
happened
that
is
on to
that
it?
clicked in, March clicked in.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I thought they all together. Yeah, I called Hawk. I got an appointment on the 17th to talk to someone. It's a phone thing, and I got denied through social service. I got that
Okay.
paper.
Don't worry about that, but
And then I get paid on the 12th. I'll give them 6, bring it here, no escrow 6.
did you put the 6 from the before in escrow?
No, I don't get paid till the 12th.
To the
Paid every
12th,
month.
right,
Yeah,
okay.
every month. Like,
So you're gonna put 6 into escrow
mm-hmm.
on the 12th. And then your Hawk appointment is on the 17th?
17th. Mm-hmm.
Okay, then let me do this. I'll adjourn this out to March 21st, 2025 at 12 p.m. Okay, let you have that appointment, see where that goes, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Court calls the case of Hamilton Crossing 2 versus Jessica Jackson.
Gary for plaintiff.
Oh, sir. Are you sure that's you? No, no. What's your name?
Jessica Jackson.
Okay, that's you. All right. And what's the claim on this case?
Your Honor, the outstanding balance is $365, which includes court costs.
All right. And because she paid the 9 and then there was some, okay, got it. What's wrong?
That's not right.
That's not right?
Sure.
How much?
I owe 189.
Okay, that probably did include court costs.
That's correct. It didn't include the court costs.
Oh, it didn't include it. Okay.
Okay, so you owe 365. When do you think you can get that paid?
I don't know. Can I look at the calendar?
See that?
The 21st.
You can get it paid on the 21st?
Yes.
Okay, so let's do this. I'm gonna do what I did with the other young lady is I'm gonna adjourn this out to March 28th, 2025 at 1 p.m. Okay, get it paid, and then what will happen, once you get it paid, it's likely this case will be dismissed.
Okay.
Okay.
Come in person or Zoom?
This would be in person,
Okay.
but if it's paid, you won't have to be here at all, but check with the law office to make sure that they got a dismissal, okay? That way you don't have to walk up when I call somebody else's name. All right? Okay. You take care of yourself. Have a great week.
Have a good weekend. Thank you.
Court calls the case of Hamilton Crossing 2 versus Tiffany Roots.
Marissa Gazari for plaintiff.
Well,
Hello. What's your name?
Tiffany Roots.
Okay. Is this your motion to set this aside? Maybe. Looks like I entered a judgment. I entered a judgment in this case.
No.
Is what I see on the 28th.
the default judgment was supposed to have been canceled because we spoke on the phone, remember? I talked to you and you said, I'm not gonna enter the judgment of default.
You talked to me?
Yes, it was a Zoom call. I came in late, I was at work and I remember, and
Yeah, okay. But when you said we talked on the phone, I'm like,
yeah, the Zoom call was over.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, I remember now.
Okay.
Okay, now and actually I remember your voice.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yes, that's right. We were not going to have that judgment, but I think everybody had, you came in late and they were gone. And so, all right. So how much is owing at this point?
$1,811, which includes court costs.
Okay. So you paid something on it.
Yes, there was a payment of $1,500 that cleared this morning.
Well,
yeah.
Hold on. Okay. How much is your monthly rent?
$1,145.
Okay, 1,100. Okay, all right. So that's gonna put that would put us at. You paid how much?
1,500 went in this morning.
Okay, so that's right. Do you show the 1,500?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Also, part of that amount that's owed was from December. It was approved to be paid by the SER that I applied for the SER. It was approved. But there was a miscommunication between Hawk and DHS, which caused the DHS to then deny it after it was already approved. I was under the impression that it was paid. I have since reapplied and they are letting me know that it's being approved. So 740 will be paid by the SER. But I get my next paycheck on the 21st and then the remaining amount will be paid off.
Okay, but SER is not going to pay until you bring the balance down, right?
I'm not sure. I just talked to my worker. They let me know that they did receive my application, I had to reapply. Yes, and that it should be approved. It's not yet approved. It should be approved. But in the case that it isn't approved, I do get paid on the 21st and the remaining balance will be paid.
Okay, so I just want to make sure I'm clear.
Right.
Regardless of whether or not SER does whatever they're going to do, you're going to make sure the balance is paid on the 21st.
Oh, by the 21st.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Okay. Can you try to get that in before what's the time? Can you get that in before noon?
I will be at work on the 21st. That's a Friday. I don't get off until 4:30 in the evening and they close at 5. And we have to pay Hamilton Crossings. I don't know if they have do they have an automated? I know everything is in person there. So I won't be able to get paid until the evening on the 21st. Most likely.
I'm going to, over the objection of plan, I'm going to adjourn it out to the 28th.
Thank you.
I'm going to get it paid.
Yeah.
Screaming into the hearing because I remember.
I was at work. Okay.
What?
I was at work.
Yeah, no, I know, but so 28th at 1 p.m.
Yes.
Okay, so if you get everything paid, then it's likely to be dismissed.
Thank you. And I won't have to be here.
Oh.
Listen, I've been here. This is like my 4th time coming in here. My 3rd time coming here. I'm tired.
Did she say she was tired of me?
No, I didn't say that.
She said she was tired of me, didn't she?
No, I did not.
That's what I heard. Came up here hurting my feelings.
No.
No, if everything's paid, you're all set. You don't have to.
Thank you very much.
All right, you take care. Have a great weekend. Court calls the case of Gulfside Lakes versus Ashley Sims.
Carissa Gazari for plaintiff.
Hello.
Hello,
What's your name?
Ashley Sims.
All right. And how much is owing on this?
$1,048.69, which includes court costs.
And what was the cents on that? I'm sorry.
69.
Okay.
I did speak with Hawk last week.
Okay.
I did give them some documents. They're going to be talking with the office. I haven't heard back from them.
They're going to be what now?
Talking to the office.
To the rental office?
Yeah.
Okay. So you met with them when?
Last week on the 20th.
On the 28th?
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's do this then. I'm going to adjourn this to next week. let's see what they come up with. So the 14th, 2025 at 3 p.m. Okay, and let's see if we have some more information, get this taken care of. All right, thank you. Looking for Amy. Court calls the case of Gulfside Lake versus Patrice Haywood.
Kazari for plaintiff.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here comes trouble.
Judge. Patrice,
How are you, Ms. Hayward?
good, how are you?
I'm doing well. All right, what's the claim at this time?
The outstanding balance is $316.72.
316?
Yeah, and 72 cents.
100?
3,000.
Okay,
Sorry.
I was gonna say,
Did I say
thank you.
300?
You did,
Oh,
I
I'm sorry.
appreciate it.
$3,016.72.
3,000.
Oh,
Okay.
I like the
That's
first one better.
$3,016.70. Okay.
I didn't qualify for anything, so I'm begging the court for just a little more time. And I can.
Okay.
I get paid on the 14th. I can do the 15 on the 14th, 1,500, and then.
On the 14th?
Yes.
Okay, so you didn't qualify for Hawk or anything?
Anything.
Okay. So you can pay 1,500 on the 14th.
Yes.
Can you get that paid early in the day or what's your?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so get the 15 in. We'll try to see what we can work this through with you, okay?
Okay.
I'll adjourn this out to the 14th, March 14th. March 14th, 2025 at 3 p.m. So try to get that into your landlord as early on the 14th as you can.
Okay.
Okay, and then we'll come back. We'll be dealing with about a $1,500 balance. Let's see what we can do.
Thank you.
Okay, will that work for you? All right,
Thank you.
not a problem. Miss Haywood, you have a great weekend.
Sure. Thank you.
Court calls the case of Evergreen Apartments versus Evelyn Carter.
Marissa Kazari for plaintiff.
Evelyn, Miss Carter?
Here.
Okay, there she is. All right. And I should say also Majesty Moyer and Myron Moyer.
Yes.
All right. So how much is owing at this time?
Your Honor, the outstanding balance is $1,352.22.
All right. Miss Carter,
Yes.
how's that gonna get paid?
Okay, the last time I was there, I paid the 300. My Hawk appointment was February 28th. Today, Amanda from Hawk contacted me because she needed a ledger and a W-9 form from Evergreen. So she sent the email to Sydney to Evergreen. So we're just waiting on that.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So everything is, she received everything. We're just waiting for her to update everything.
Gotcha. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll adjourn this out 1 week to the 14th, 2025 at 3 p.m. And then we can try to see exactly where we are on it. Okay, Miss Carter?
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right. You have a good weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.
Evergreen Apartments versus Derek Moore.
Marissa Kazari for plaintiff.
Derek Moore. No response. You may proceed.
The rent to retain possession is $426.21. Court cost $172 for a total redemption of $601.21. Plaintiff is requesting entry of default judgment of possession with a writ to issue after 10 days.
Judgment to the plaintiff. That's by default for possession. Redemption amount is in the amount requested with the writ issue in 10 days. Evergreen Apartments versus Andrea Dabney.
Area for plaintiff.
Dabney, no response. You may proceed.
Thank you. The rent to retain possession is $1,000 $135.71 for a cost of $172 for a total redemption of $1,407.71. Plaintiff is requesting entry of default judgment for possession with a writ to issue after 10 days if the total amount remains unpaid.
Judgment to the plaintiff, that's by default. Possession redemption amount is in the amount requested with the writ issued in 10 days. Court does call the case of Provident Asset Management versus Linda Harper.
Marissa Gazari appearing for plaintiff.
Linda Harper, a response, you may proceed.
Thank you. The rent to retain possession is $724. Court costs of $251 for a total redemption of $975. Plaintiff is requesting entry of a default judgment for possession. The writ to issue after 10 days if the total amount remains unpaid, as well as a money judgment for that full amount.
Judgment to the plaintiff, that is by default for possession and money, redemption amount and money judgment in the amount requested with a writ to issue 10 days. Court calls the case of the people, listen, Vitality Seed Company versus Michael Taylor.
Marissa Gazari appearing for
Yes. Yes. Mr. Taylor, can you unmute?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. All right, where are we on this case?
To a conditional order of dismissal with Mr. Taylor. If I could place the terms on the record.
Yes, you can.
I understand that there is escrow funds that are currently with the court that we'd like to.
Yes, I have 400 in escrow.
Okay. And I can place the terms on the record.
Yes.
Your Honor, the case is being dismissed without prejudice, subject to these terms. The order states that as of February 27th, 2025, the outstanding balance that Mr. Taylor owed to plaintiff is $4,201. Defendant may retain possession of the leased premises through the end of his lease term, provided that he complies with the following. He shall pay his monthly rent to plaintiff timely commencing on April 1st, 2025. He's to pay his March rent to plaintiff on or before March 4th, 2025. He is also required to pay the outstanding balance of $4,201 to plaintiff on or before March 4th, 2025. Defendant shall adhere to the occupancy.
Said March 4th?
Yes. So I don't
Go ahead.
know if it's been paid. I actually don't know if it's been paid or not. I know that Ms. Engen had been,
So he was supposed to pay the entire outstanding balance by March 4th.
as well as March rent.
As well as-
The piece was that he was to adhere with the occupancy requirements of the lease and shall not allow any subtenant at the lease premises other than himself to occupy the property, and that he was also required to comply with the terms of his lease. In the event that if he fails to comply with the terms of the plaintiff would be entitled to an immediate judgment for possession and a money judgment in the amount of the outstanding balance at that time, together with an order of eviction to issue immediately upon the filing of the affidavit of non-compliance without hearing but with notice to him via mail. Ready to waive the 14-day notice of objection period. They waived the 56-day rule. The time for requesting issuance of the order of eviction was extended from 56 days through the end of the lease term. And then, except as specifically set forth above, the terms and conditions of the lease agreement remain in full force and effect. Neither party is waiving any claims or rights under the lease or the Landlord-Tenant Relationships Act. Nothing contained in the order should be construed to be an admission or finding of fault on the part of either party. And if you could.
Right. Yes.
Sorry.
No, I got you. I got you. Mr. Taylor, did you get everything paid?
Yes. The agency that I told you that I was working with, they gave my landlord the money on the 4th.
Okay.
The whole $4,000. Yes.
Okay. And you agree with all of the terms that were set forth by
Yes,
Mr.
Your
Zeri
Honor.
on the record?
Yes, Your
All
Honor.
right. She has permission to sign your name if you haven't signed that?
I've already done that. I gave her permission.
Okay. All right, very good. All right, sir, I do have to advise you that you have 3 business days to think about this. If you believe that there's some legal reason, some confusion on your part, or some right you didn't assert, you'd have to file a motion with the court within that time frame. It doesn't mean that I grant it, but that gives you 3 days to think about it and to file a motion. Okay, sir?
I get it. Yeah. I just wanted to be over with. I agree with it.
I want it to be over with too, but it sounds like it is. All right.
It is. Thank God.
This case is conditionally dismissed. You have a great weekend, all right?
You have a great weekend too. Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls the case of Old Town Realty versus Lawrence Hunt.
Clarissa Gazari.
Name?
Lawrence Hunt.
Right. And where are we on this case?
I paid $1,000 and also a first month's rent and $150. So that's a total of $2,080, $880.
Okay, let's see what.
I show $2,281. That's due.
2,000. That's what you show us due. I'm just telling what I paid.
Oh, okay.
So how much is owing?
$2,281.
Okay. And it was an agreement that I would pay $400 every month along with the monthly rent. But I was asking for $300 plus the monthly rent.
Say it again.
The monthly rent is $930 plus $300.
Okay, was the 300 the agreement or 400?
400 was what they asked for, but I talked to someone last week for 300 to bring it down to 300 because I can afford that.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Ms. Kazari, you know anything about that or?
I did briefly speak to Mr. Hunt before coming on the record, and he did indicate to me that he was looking for 300 a month. That if you want to pass the matter, I can make a quick call.
Okay. Let me pass it. Let's see if we can get the two.
Okay, today, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I want to get it over with.
Okay, I don't like seeing you either. But no, go ahead, have a seat.
All right.
Huron Vista Apartments versus Cartessa Brown.
Gazari for plaintiff.
Hello.
Hello, Your Honor.
What's your name?
Cartessa Brown.
All right. And how much is owing?
The outstanding balance is $5,598.
All right.
Does that include the payment for today?
Did you made a payment today to Huron Vista?
Yes.
How much did you pay?
$1,270.
Yes, it does include that.
Okay.
$1,270? Yes. Okay. So she's still at the 5.5.
Yes, I did an SDR. I called them today to check on it. They are still working on it. They told me that they were behind. They got all my documents. And my appointment with Hawk is March 24th at 10 o'clock.
I can't get you to that. They should move up your appointment.
Okay.
But you're going to have to, you got to get that balance under 3 or 3.
Okay.
For Hawk to help you.
Okay.
Okay. You have a plan on how you're going to do that or?
I start my job on the 17th, my new job on the 17th, but I can get along though.
You think you can?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. Let me give you I'm going to adjourn it out a couple weeks, potentially over the objection of plaintiff for you to try to get that loan, get that paid, get that balance down. By that time, your Hawk appointment will not have happened. But rather than issue a judgment right now, let's see if we can get that balance down.
Okay.
Okay, and then I may still on that date issue a judgment, but then you'll be right in with Hawk and then whatever. Follow me?
Okay,
Does that make sense to you at all?
Yes.
Okay. So March 21st, 2025 at
12 p.m.
12 p.m.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You have a great weekend. Court calls the case of Huron Vista versus Tamia Harrison.
Marissa Gazari for plaintiff.
Tamia Harrison, no response. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. The rent to retain possession is $105.20. Court costs of $176 for a total redemption of $281.20. Plaintiff is requesting a default judgment for possession with a writ to issue after 10 days if the total amount remains unpaid.
Judgment to the plaintiff by default for possession, redemption amount in the amount requested. Writ to issue in 10 days, no writ without a hearing. I'll put there.
Right now.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Court calls the case of Huron Vista versus Tianka Ward.
Marissa Gazari for plaintiff.
All right, she's on Zoom.
Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. We'll probably need a
Okay.
camera, but
Yes. Let me figure out how to get it. Oh, here I am.
okay, we got it. Okay.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, how much is owing?
The outstanding balance is $2,830.
Okay. And you didn't put the 1,000 in the court escrow, did you?
No, I paid it directly to them. I actually paid the $1,117 to them.
Okay, you just paid it to them. Good enough. That's fine.
Yes.
All right. So how are we going to get the rest of this paid?
So I do still have my appointment on the 12th with Hawk, and then I get paid that same, I believe on the 19th. I get paid. Sorry, I'm not looking at the calendar. But I'll be able to pay the rest at that time as well if I don't get approved with Hawk. Then I also filled out for an SCR yesterday. I'm still waiting for a decision.
Gotcha. Okay. So let me adjourn your case out to the 21st, 2025 at 12 p.m. Okay, and hopefully we can get this all taken care of. Oh,
Okay.
Your
Amy's
Honor,
here. Hold on.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to request if I could meet with Miss Ward in a breakout room, if you could facilitate that. Just want to clarify some information.
Okay, absolutely. All right, Ms. Ward, hang on the line. We're going to put you into a breakout room with Amy, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Glencoe Hills versus Yaritza Herrera.
Marissa Gazari for plaintiff.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello, what's your name?
Yarisa Herrera.
Okay, all right, and just owing at this point.
Your Honor, the balance is $2,406.90.
$6 and how many cents?
90.
90. All right. Looks like you made a few payments there. Okay, how are you gonna get this paid?
I'm making a payment today that was asked of me, and on the 18th, I have an appointment with Hawk.
So you have an appointment with Hawk on the 18th, and how much are you gonna pay today?
500.
500? Okay, so. Okay, why don't you get that paid in? Okay, to them. And then I'll adjourn this out. Your appointment with Hawk is 19th?
The 18th.
The 18th?
At 10.
All right, so I'm looking at this right. Let me adjourn this out a couple weeks to the 21st, 2025 at 12 p.m. Let's see if we have information from Hawk. That payment will come in. Let's see where we go.
Okay.
Sound
Thank
good?
Yes.
All right, you have a great weekend. Court calls the case of New Park Ridge Apartments versus Lashina Palmer.
Gazari appearing for plaintiff.
Come on. No. Take your time walking up. No, come on.
I'll come right here.
Right there. Yeah, like everybody else. How you doing? What's your name?
My name is Lashina Palmer.
All right. This is a termination.
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead, Ms. Palmer.
I kind of needed a little more time because the lady that came for me last time, I didn't know that I was have to sign a release for her to come from her boss. I just heard this. I was supposed to sign some paperwork from the lady that was coming with me, was here last time for me. And I got a call saying that her boss said I need to sign something for her to end up coming here with me. She can't just come out to sign something. And she worked in the DHS place. She was here last time when I was here.
Okay.
She said her name on here. And then with legal aid, I was trying to get in touch with them. I only had like 7 or 8 days to do this because it was my birthday, February 12th, and I had went out and stuff. So when I got home, it was like 5 or 6 days after they put the thing on my door, so I didn't get to see it. So about time I seen it.
So you need more time to get an attorney.
Yeah, I need an attorney, and then I had to sign some paper for the lady that she was on here. Last time I came, she was on here and she said her name on record. But her boss had to sign a release thing for her to come to my court thing. And I just found that out today. She can be on the Zoom, but she got to come.
Okay, but what's she gonna come to the court date for?
She's gonna be the proof of what I need for my case, for the situation that's going on.
Gotcha. Okay, so we're not gonna.
I don't know what's going on.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you another week to find an attorney.
Yes.
Okay, the individual from DHS, that's gonna be a witness for you.
Yeah, she was there at the beginning when this situation all started with the black mold. See, that's what I said. Whatever's going on now, this is not what's going on. It's big, this is something bigger than this right here. Like, I don't know what they take me to court for.
All right, look, here's what I'm gonna need. I'm gonna need a written answer. So you gotta put in writing what your claims are, and you're gonna have to do that by the 13th of this month.
Okay, so put something in writing when I'm.
Yep, and you have to submit it to the court.
Okay.
And you have to send a copy to the attorney's office.
Okay.
Okay, so I want a written answer by the 13th.
Okay.
And then I'll adjourn this out to March 14th.
Okay.
2025 at 3 p.m.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, so just so we're clear, Ms. Palmer has moved to a different unit, has not signed the lease for the new unit.
No, I
and has an
signed.
unauthorized dog.
I signed the lease.
Hold on, Ms. Palmer. Hold on. Go ahead, Ms. Kaczynski.
Okay.
So she was living in a unit, my understanding is 820. My understanding that unit was destroyed, and so then she moved to 824. They needed her to sign the lease, but she wouldn't sign the lease, and she also has not switched DT over into her name. And this case was filed due to an unauthorized dog. So I'm
That's not
final answer, fine, but
that's not a fact.
would like to maybe do a final settlement conference, kind of.
Gotcha. I see what you're saying. Okay, so
that's not true.
Hang on, Ms. Palmer. Have you signed the lease for the unit?
Yes,
you're in?
the lease is signed. So that's not
when did you sign the lease?
I've been signed the lease for them. I told they wasn't getting the
Ms.
lease.
Palmer, listen to me. Know when you signed the lease?
Yeah, probably like a week or two after they moved me into the other apartment. But the reason why I got moved into the apartment, sir, was because black mold. It wasn't what she's saying right now. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. And they never gave me a key, or
they didn't give you a key to what?
To my mailbox, and they just put me in here. They put me in here.
Here's what I want you to do. Write down all the complaints that you have. I want a written answer to the court by the 13th. Come back on the 14th at 3 p.m. and let's see if we can sort it out. Serve a copy on the court, serve a copy on the.
And they moved me in an apartment without even making me sign a lease or giving me a lease or anything.
Thank you.
Paperwork.
What?
Do I get some paperwork?
If you want to wait for paperwork up front, you may.
Okay. Thank you.
New Park Ridge Apartments versus Treasurer Wallace Douglas.
Or secretary for plaintiff.
Treasurer Wallace Douglas, no response. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. The rent to retain possession is $1,641, court costs of for a total redemption of $1,817. Plaintiff is requesting entry of a default judgment for possession with a writ to issue after 10 days at the total amount.
Judgment to the plaintiff by default for possession redemption amount is in the amount requested with the writ issue in 10 days. New Park Ridge Apartments versus Karina Jones. Ms. Jones?
Yes.
Okay, she's here. All right, what's plaintiff's claim in this case?
The outstanding balance is $1,443.
$1,443. Okay. And how are you intending on getting that paid?
I don't get paid till next Thursday, so I can pay some on Thursday, and then I can pay the rest when I get paid again.
Okay, so you get paid on
Thursday.
this upcoming Thursday?
Yeah, the one that's
Okay, so that would be the 20th? No,
Yeah.
the 13th.
The 13th.
Okay, so how much can you pay? How much can you pay by then?
I can pay $400 by then.
400?
Yeah, and then I can pay the rest in the 2 weeks after that.
Okay, so let's
After I
do
get
this.
paid again.
No, I got you. So I'm gonna adjourn this out just to the 14th. We're gonna have to come back on that date, make sure that $400 plus payment gets in, okay?
On the 14th?
Yeah, so you get paid again on the 13th?
I get paid the 13th, and then I get paid 2 weeks after that.
No, I got you. But I want to make sure this first payment you told me is in.
Okay.
And then I may adjourn it out again to let you get the rest of it, okay?
Okay.
All right, so it'll be March 14th, 2025 at 3 p.m. Okay? So get that payment in. If you can pay a little bit more than 400, that'd be great too. Get that in and then let's see where we go, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Take care.
You too.
Court calls the case of New Park Ridge versus Courtney Larsh.
Carissa Gazari for plaintiff.
She's over there like, when they gonna call me? Did you see it? Did you see it?
Because it was
I
at
thought-
2.
What?
That court was at 2.
Man, look, she said 2. And then
That's
she
what it
yelling,
said
is
on
she
my
trying to
paper.
yell at me? Is that what she's trying to do?
No.
She's trying to yell at me like I was just sitting up there doing nothing. Oh, your name?
Courtney Larsh.
All right. How much is owing on this?
$1,493.
All right. Did she get well, hold on.
I
She was
did.
supposed to pay.
Yes.
Okay, I have 400 in escrow. So she's at about 1,100, somewhere around there. Okay. So when are you going to get the rest of this paid?
Well, I talked to DHS on Wednesday.
Okay.
And turned in all my paperwork. So I actually got a determination back. I can't go view it on my thing because they got it locked. I'm locked out of my DHS portal thing.
Okay.
So I'm waiting for the papers to come in, but
Okay. All
I
right.
think I'm gonna receive it today though.
Okay. So
But I do have a Hawk appointment on the 12th.
on the 12th. Okay. So I need to know that. How many people are in your house?
Me and my 3 kids.
Okay. So that's 4. So if they give you, that'd be 720, maybe about half of what's there, depending on what DHS says. But you're also under the limit for Hawk. You meet with them on the 12th. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to adjourn it out a week. Let's see if we
Okay,
can get
I
some
got a question,
information
though.
from Hawk. Okay.
Yeah.
And so it'll be 3/14/2025 at 3 p.m. I'll try to call you up right at 3 p.m. apparently, because
Please.
she's more important than it, right?
No, my daughter just gets out of school.
No, it's okay.
At
It's okay.
3:30. I'm late.
We try to move it as fast as we can, but you know. You take care. Strong Future Homes versus Takeda Hunt.
Sorry, Your Honor, what was the case?
Takeda Hunt, Strong Future Homes.
Carissa Gazari appearing for plaintiff.
Takeda Hunt, No response, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. The rent to retain possession is $874, court costs of $176 for a total redemption of $1,050. Plaintiff is requesting entry of a default judgment for possession with a written issue after 10 days if the total amount remains unpaid.
Judgment to the plaintiff, that's by default for possession, redemption amount, in the amount requested with the writ issue in 10 days. Strong Future Homes versus Latenia Hall.
Carissa Gazari for plaintiff.
I really hope that's you. I got one case left, so, well, now.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good
Latanya
afternoon.
Hall.
Tanya. I always want to pronounce that different. All right.
Your Honor, the balance is $3,019.41.
2019-41.
Yes.
All right. How are you intending on getting this paid?
It just keeps growing, doesn't it, Your Honor? Well, again, I'm on salary, so I only get paid once a month at the end of the month. But I've recently filed my taxes and they're due like 2 weeks from now, so I could pay off the remainder as soon as those come in.
Okay. And just so that counsel, you're aware, she did post 1,000. We have $1,000 escrow that she posted. So you think your taxes will be here in 2 weeks?
Yes, sir. No, I filed.
She is so confident.
Right?
Just trying to keep optimistic.
I trust my preparer.
Okay, all right. So here's what I'll do. I'll adjourn it out a couple weeks for you, okay? Because you got the 1,000 here.
Please.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
3/21/25 at 12 noon. Let's see then where we are. Let's see if we can get you through this, okay?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, what was the date of the hearing?
The 21st. What were you gonna say? She's gonna yell at me now.
My employer is getting kind of trifling.
I gotcha. Okay, and would you, at work, would you be able to sign in by Zoom?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because I don't usually offer that to people, but let's get her, we'll get you a form that you need to fill out. Fill it out before you leave.
Please.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We'll do that.
I appreciate
Okay,
it.
not a problem.
Not that I don't want to see you.
No, I know what it is. I know what it is, but I've stopped having my feelings hurt. No.
Got thick skin. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.